Okay, so I understand that at least visually this is going to be somewhat laggy, but this is a follow-up video to the video that has at least just gone up while I recorded it. And there is still a major issue at hand, more than what I had thought originally. Allow me to show you the email that I sent to another Axum and what I got in response. The only thing that I actually got was a clear-cut, yes, you are accurate about how the system works. So this should be a little bit better, at least lag-wise, because I don't have to worry about dealing with... Okay. Alright, so what we see right here, this is the letter that I wrote to another Axum. I know it's a little laggy right now. So, sorry, I thank you for taking the time to respond to my... wait, no, wrong one. This is in response to... Okay. For a while now, I've had concerns about how many security/administrative users there are in Gorilla Tag and how reports and info is handled, with my last few situations changing my concerns to grievances and frustrations. This referring to the most recent ban and the previous ban. Actually, this will make it a little smoother. So with the previous two bans, I was using the OVR toolkit setup with Voice Mod, which is an external application which allows me to play audio directly through my mic as well as being a voice changer, etc. I'll actually just scroll through this. My frustrations stem primarily from receiving an abundance of justification or being dismissed outright. Let me set this here. This way I can just read it without having to worry about abundance of justification or being dismissed outright rather than receiving information and or explanations regarding how the system works, including how bans are established, the anti-cheat, and how appeals are handled. My efforts have been conversational and seeking understanding in a system that seems to initiate bans and activities that are not in violation for those rules and policies, including stuff that they promote. But most of the things that they're promoting, including an entire Discord that they made, is against their very own code of conduct. Furthermore, when I tried to appeal for the ban, the response I got was automated with no information back to back the claims made, and even contradicting what I had seen and heard about the system. When asking how to reach out to submit the letter, you know what? With how laggy this is, I'm going to try to get this as clear as possible. You can pause at any time, try to get a better and clearer frame. So I'm trying to read it. Unfortunately, it's way too shaky and way too laggy at the moment. But this is what I sent. Pretty straightforward. I'm not asking for an appeal. Down here, I'm going over and stating pretty much that someone had messed with the ban time. Now to what they said, we'll try to address some of the issues outlined here. And then they proceed to go over and state that the ban was not overturned, as even your own appeal you identified you were using text-to-speech. With the code of conduct, and I'll go back and reread it, I was using text-to-speech. What's wrong with using text-to-speech in-game? Warning players over your mic. This clearly disturbed other players who reported you legitimately. Everyone said that either, one, I was a part of the hacker group, or two, the issue was that I was talking about Capuchin when it was Gorilla Tag. So they just didn't like the fact that I was talking about Capuchin. They weren't necessarily disturbed. They just thought I was a part of the hacker group, like this group. So legitimately, either way, both responses were kind of dumb. And then they proceeded to state that the responses are stock and seem to appear automated. They have no agent ID associated with these situations. So am I talking to everyone then? Or is it not? And then no creator has a ban overturned due to status. You can read down here. They're not going to get banned because no one's going to report them. I didn't say that they were going to get unbanned. I simply stated that due to their system, or due to how the system is set up, no one's going to report them. No individual is adding any time to your bans. They've all been applied by the system. In reviewing them, you have anti-cheat bans as well as player report bans. Nothing manual added. There's an audit trial that cannot be altered by staff. Which goes against what I saw because time was added to my ban. So either the system was adding it to me while the Steam issue was going on, or someone was adding it. What I'm seeing does not line up with what's being said. The ban time is unaffected with Steam issues. Again, a few weeks back, 354, 345. Week after, 254, 255. Furthermore, mods used by you are to us not important as the risk is held by you. If mods are detected that affects the servers negatively, intentionally or unintentionally, due to being out of date, etc., or valid reports of cheating are received from a significant quantity across all or multiple lobbies, actions will be taken to protect the player base. The synopsis of the reporting system is as follows. The report system is a peer-led system where players report others from one of three things: cheating, hate speech, toxicity. Reports are processed to ensure that they are valid and not spammed mass reports. If they are spammed, reports are ignored, and a player could sit for an hour reporting the same person, and it will never be more than one report. And in most instances, no report is logged. The system looks at the amount of rooms players have been in a short period of time and pattern reports. So I've been accurate about how the system works for quite some time. But the thing is that by saying it is a peer-led system, you got a bunch of kids in there. It's still a kid-operated system. You're having kids run and manage your game. And that doesn't change anything else. This, as a whole, doesn't change anything that I said. You have people going into your game and grooming children, touching them in virtual space where it would line up in real life, asking to or encouraging and inciting them to joke about that, and no report is going to be made. If someone was to go and try to report them, they're going to use that system to report you and go from there. So I'm gonna try to close this down. So I'm gonna look through this one more time, because you're saying text to speech is something that's bannable because someone got uncomfortable. Make sure everyone's having fun. I was warning people about a IP hack. Their private information from a fan game, which could affect people in Gorilla Tag. You're telling me that I can't use text to speech because of this? There's nothing here that would indicate that using voice mod or OVR toolkit as wrong. I'm not cheating, nor am I using modifications. And just then and there, you said if something is detected because it's out of date, whatever, or you have the player reports. Player reports count as cheat reports. 2 reports of anti-cheat because I had used mods initially before I learned about the modding system, whatever. The rest are all player reports because I was using OVR Toolkit and voice mod. And you're telling me that text-to-speech and all that isn't acceptable, and I got reported for using text-to-speech, so I might have scared someone. I wasn't intentionally making anyone uncomfortable. And again, 3 reports: toxicity, hate speech, and cheating. I wasn't cheating, but that's what I'm banned for. But you're leaving me at this because you know that's what it is. So the system's automatically banned to defend the system. But your system, your report system, is completely skewed. It is disaligned, and you're allowing kids to moderate your game. Allowing people and actors like Mercy VR to go in and abuse that system to go over and get away with doing stuff, or to get people out who are saying things against them. I mean, case in point, YouTube. It's the entire reason why I started off by doing the online administration needs to be fixed. I don't know what it is. I'll probably put a picture of the thumbnail and title on screen, but that is really the issue, is that people are abusing the system. People who are interacting with kids in the online space and using the system to silence those who want to speak out on it are getting away with it. And then when you have people like me who are trying to just enjoy the game and play it as I can, are getting punished because of false reports, and it's being seen as positive. Well, because you got reported, it's obviously something that needs to be said and done. There's no form of understanding there. There's nothing. You in one single swoop have gone over and disregarded the entirety of what I was saying. I wasn't looking for an appeal. I wasn't looking for any form of information. I'm just going over and stating that, 1, time was added to my ban and I haven't done anything. 2, your system is open-ended. You don't have enough staff to man it, and there's really no information to be done. Yes, you finally pulled up that there is 2 anti-cheat bans and then 2 player report bans. The thing is that I'm not using anything, and I hadn't used anything that would give any form of leeway to say that I was cheating. And there's really no proof to say that outside of the anti-cheat actively banning me the 2 times that I was using mods before I learned about the modding community and what mods were. I mean, I hadn't really, at those 2 times, this was really early on, over a year ago, actually probably about 2 now. I hadn't really taken a good look on that until after the 2nd ban, when I was trying to piece everything together. With that 3rd ban, when I was playing Daisy Bell and walking from stump to mountains and breaking character to mess around with the soundboard, it still made no sense. You, as a company at another Axum, are promoting the use of modifications, but then go over and say, well, you know, if it's outdated, if it's buggy in any way, and you get banned, that's not on us. You chose to use it. That isn't how that works. You can't promote the use of modifications, but say you can't use them at all. Again, I'm kind of repeating myself at this point, but it's exactly as it sounds. It is messed up. It is a double-edged sword that you're giving everyone, that you're putting yourself into, and there's no clarification that you're giving. This is the first time I've had a clean-cut answer about how that system works. And that is exactly what I thought it was. Any player can ban, and you know what? And it's not necessarily like, oh yes, I can open a menu and ban, because that's going to get you banned. But you push that button and you can ban someone. You just need to get enough people to do it. So, at the end of the day, you didn't discredit or disprove anything. You took what I said out of context and put it into that category of, well, you're just complaining about your ban. We're not doing it, you know, no content creators gotten out easy, no this, no that. When I was talking about the report system, when I was talking about the administrative system, if there is no reports or none of your administrators see it happen, there's nothing going to happen to them. You have people walking through your servers right now who are going over and using the system to expose kids to stuff that they should not be exposed to, talking in a way that kids should not be talking, or hear for that matter, and they're not going to get reported, meaning they're not going to get banned unless one of you see it. This is a massive issue, and yet you go over and disregard it, justify it, and sweep it under the rug. There is nothing good about this whatsoever. And you saw the letter that I sent in response. I could pull it up. If there's a response, I will do a video documenting it. But this whole issue needs to be addressed. And it's not just Gorilla Tag. It's not just Roblox. It's not just YouTube. It's internet as a whole. This is an issue that every single developer faces. And again, it stinks that League of Legends actually does better at getting administration for their game than Gorilla Tag does. They actually verify that their users are 18 and that at any point in time, anyone can get thrown off of that team by the other members. Like, it's not that hard. It's a simple fix to a simple problem. And yet you're still justifying it, saying it is what it is, and you know what? They don't get pardoned. You're trying to go over and do it, so it's justified that you're banned, even though you weren't doing anything against the code of conduct. You just scared people. You made them uncomfortable. You did this, you did that, and it's like, okay, fine. You want to go over and argue that, then why am I still banned for cheating? If it's one ban fits all, why is there different ban times? I have 4 bans for cheating on my account right now, 2 of which were while I was still learning about mods, 1 of which was because I felt like I needed to take action because 2 adults were harassing some girl and her brother. You heard me right. I reported both of them, but then proceeded to go over and take action myself and get them out of the lobby because they just wouldn't stop. So yes, was taking action in my own hands a good thing? Probably not. I just knew that board wouldn't do anything because I know that no one else was going to report them. In fact, no one had at that point in time. That's what that second ban is. Actually, it was the first ban. The second ban was because I was going over and using a mod in a game, and everyone started messing with the mod menu and ended up tripping it, getting me banned, while I was still trying to figure out what was going on. So at which point, okay, both of those first 2 bans make sense, but the other 2? Again, just justification and illogical statements disregarding what I'm saying. And it still does not disprove that the system is faulty and that this peer-led system is actively valid. Because you can't confirm that those users are credible. You just told me that you allow anyone could push that button and that everyone is a credible user. Meaning you have a bunch of kids and adults who are going to abuse that system who cannot be trusted are your administrators for this game. Allow me to say that again. You are allowing kids and adults who have not done anything to merit that trust, who have gone over and are using the system to interact with children in inappropriate ways or methods, or allowing cheaters to keep playing the game using undetectable modifications and menus that are designed to be paid for menus that could have viruses and stuff like that in it. But in the cases where it's just what it is, there is nothing being done. There is no reports. There is no anything. So why? So you just confirmed the worst of my fears. That the system is just manned by a bunch of kids and adults who are abusing that system to go over and get what they want. So you go over and tell me how this is a safe system, and then maybe we can go on from there. It's not. It's compromised, it is weak, and it is very backhanded. It might have worked in Gorilla Tag at first when you had a bunch of adults playing it, but now you have much more to factor into it. So are you going to go over and adjust the system to meet the need, or are you just going to leave it as it is? If anyone is watching this, please let me know what you think in the comments down below. I'll have the video here, the initial videos here and here, where I talk about this issue. My channel is there if you want to try to subscribe to follow up on the situation. And then I might have a video about here where it'll be something you might like. That or be a follow-up of this video if it ever gets made. I really wanted to not have to make this video another Axum. I really didn't. I love the game. Please just fix the issue and stop going over and disregarding it.